Welcome back, friends. Attorney Jonathan Forstall has been helping us introduce our music in our Chip Forstall soundstage today, but now we're going to switch gears a bit and talk about something he knows very well, the law. Many of us have heard of the no pay, no play law, but what does that really mean for drivers here in Louisiana? Well, Jonathan is sitting on the couch now because he's going to tell us what he knows. Let's start with the basics. I don't think I've ever heard of this law before, but I'm trying to stay, just safe, okay? Tell us what this law is.
Sure, so it was a law that was passed back in 2011, and basically it incentivizes drivers to get insurance. What it states is that if you don't have insurance and you're in an accident, and even if you're not at fault, you can't collect a certain amount of money, right? And they just passed a law not too long ago that you can't collect the first $100,000 of bodily injury. So it's almost like a deductible for your injury claim.
And it went from 100, it used to be what, 15?
15, and now the governor signed a bill to raise it to 100, so you can collect the first $100,000 of bodily injury plus the first $25,000 of property damage, even if you're not at fault.
So what does that mean for us right now that this has been changed and appeals can happen, yada, 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 but as of right now, it is being signed into law. Is this more of a benefit for us or is it more of a benefit for the insurance company?
It's really more of a benefit for the insurance company, and it really is going to, I think it's going to incentivize drivers more to have insurance. Hopefully, that's the goal here.
Because let's be honest, we all know people who have had a lapse in coverage, people who may be driving without insurance.
Correct.
Because it is expensive.
It is expensive.
But of course, insurance is that safety net so that if you do not have insurance and you're in an accident, you're not paying all of that money. But I'm curious, with this law, are there any exceptions?
Absolutely. There is a few exceptions, namely one if the other driver is intoxicated. That law wouldn't, that no pay, no play law wouldn't apply to you. In addition, if you're in a parked car and your car is not moving, that would also not apply to you. And also, if you're a passenger in a vehicle that's not insured, as long as it's not your vehicle, you can still collect.
And what if they flee the scene?
They flee the scene, that too actually would be an exception. And I recommend everybody, if you can get a license plate, if they try to flee the scene, we can get a lot just from a license plate.
Because how difficult is it, right? Say they do flee the scene, I couldn't get a license, I couldn't get a license plate. Is there anything that we can do to help protect ourselves? Because this was not our fault. They just hit me and they kept going, and I was still in shock that I couldn't, grab my phone fast enough or get out the car fast enough.
Absolutely. And actually, I'll say to that we've been seeing more hit and runs on the rise. So I get this question a lot. My suggestion is they have a coverage called uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage, and what that does is if someone hit and runs and you don't get any information, your own policy would then pay for all your damages, including your bodily injuries. So I recommend, I recommend everyone to get that kind of coverage. And it's not that expensive. Get the coverage because it covers you no matter what.
Absolutely, it's so important. And say we do find ourselves in a situation where we need legal help, right? How can someone like you help us?
So, there's a variety of different ways, but it really comes down to whether or not you have coverage, whether or not there's coverage available, just to help you get your injury, taken care of and paid for, and also get your vehicle fixed.
And let's flip it. Say I am the person, I hit somebody, I do not have insurance. What do we need to know as the uninsured? Because it's not like we can get insurance right then and there and then poof, everything's gonna be okay.
Right, so obviously my recommendation is if you don't have insurance, don't drive.
Right.
Because I've seen it so many times where they have had insurance for years and they miss one payment and boom, that's when the accident happens. So be very cautious, and if you do get in an accident and you don't have insurance and none of those exceptions apply to you, then you're going to be kind of stuck.
And it's so important at the end of the day to just know the law, right? Again, I had never heard of this law before, but hopefully now you all know about it more as well. Jonathan Forstall, thank you, my brother, for being here. Look, he's not going anywhere because we've got more music on this show today. But look, if you need more advice on this topic or really any other legal topic, you can contact the law offices of Chip Forstall by logging onto their website, chipforstall.com, because what do? They take care of us. I love it.